Now, the modern church is first and foremost a business. And I don't necessarily say that disparagingly, so just kind of hear me out. These churches are usually held in large buildings with excessive seating capabilities run by a staff that earns a living wage. Now we have to hit volunteers. Volunteers obviously work for free. What is the main purpose of having volunteers in a church? It's to keep your overhead low. It's to be able to save finances, to be able to pay staff's wages, to be able to pay for mission trips, and to be able to have money to be able to pay for other church expenses. Without volunteers, churches would honestly be in trouble. Churches have bills, and bills are required to be paid in order for the doors of the church to remain open. If the church stopped operating as a business, the church would not be able to stay open. It's really as simple as that. But what does this really mean? How do you break this down and say, sure, church is a business? That sounds really dirty. What do you mean? Well, beyond what I've already said, you have to understand churches have a clientele. They have a customer. They have a patron. In our case, we call them congregants. Congregants are necessary for the church, just like customers at a coffee shop are necessary for the coffee shop. If congregants, customers, stop coming, then there's no revenue, and then the church closes down. And what is the easiest way to lose congregants? It is teaching or preaching theological concepts or rough messages that turn the congregants off because they disagree with them. This is honestly why most sermons in your run-of-the-mill church have theologically dry messages. There is a fear in the church of offending congregants and losing customers, for the simple fact that the congregants might not agree with what the pastor is teaching. See, every church chooses a denomination, and in business terms, we would call this a demographic. Even non-denominational churches go to their church website, click on the beliefs tab on their website, and read through their list of beliefs. It will fall under either Arminian, open theism, Calvinist. It will fall under an already set, predefined, predetermined, already existing theological bend. There is no such thing as a non-denominational church. A non-denominational church would be a church that teaches all theologies, and I have yet to find one of those. So every church chooses a denomination or a theology to teach, but either way, they have to pick at least one, if not both. And then that is how they decide what their demographic is. So if this church chooses Baptist as their denomination, then Baptist people is their demographic. That is their congregation. That is their customer. So then what is a Baptist church not going to do? They're not going to teach Methodist theology. They're not going to teach Catholic theology, because then they would upset or offend their demographic, aka their customer, and then their customers would leave.